Hello, potato! There is magic in the mail today, but of course we can't discuss Disney acquisitions without first discussing Shop Disney themselves, because today is the third Saturday of the month, and that can mean only one thing: Minnie Mouse the main attraction, only it doesn't this month. Minnie Mouse has been sent on vacation by the fine folks at Shop Disney, apparently to the UK, because the release took place there. No problem. Yes, the UK got to order their Peter Pan's Flight Minnie Mouse the main attraction items as scheduled on the 18th. As where we here on the 20th, we don't get anything at all. I've been told in the past that these releases are not as big of a deal like in the UK as they are here. I guess that's why they did the release on a Thursday. I mean, I think I was told back from Mickey Mouse Memories, those were coming out on Tuesdays, as where, people were lining up outside our Disney store at 3 in the morning on Saturday to try to get these things. I guess they're just not as popular over there. Maybe because Disney's kind of I know Disney's popular all over the world, but I guess Disney, having started in the US, maybe we hold it to a different standard, I think, than other countries. I don't know. But yeah, it's just not as big of a deal over there, and I guess maybe that's why it was released. I don't know. As evidence that it's not as popular, I did check on the Shop Disney UK website, I think on Tuesday, whatever day it was that was announced that the delay was going to happen here. And they still had the plushes going all the way back to Pirates of the Caribbean. I know it's, they didn't have the pins or the ears or the bags or anything, but even the plushes sell out pretty fast here. Although, I will say this morning, we'll get back to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. Keep things in order, Personally, I think delaying the releases here is a good idea, but I'm not sure what the end game is. Are they going to finally do something to fix that dumpster fire of a website that is shopdisney.com, or are they just hoping that they can wait until the stores open and can do these releases again, so they'll just take the pressure off the website rather than, making it work? Just get it back to its acceptably bad level as opposed to the inexcusably awful that it is currently. Or at least that it has been since, April? Well, that it has been since 2018 at least, but April's when we really were seeing the hard hit of that. I don't understand why they don't just employ somebody who knows how to run a shopping website, one that doesn't freeze hundreds and hundreds of dollars in people's accounts, and then not actually even sell them anything. One that, lets customers give them money. We are sitting there at our computer saying, "Shut up, take my money," and they won't do it. They'll put a hold on it, but they won't take it. I shouldn't have to fight to buy something from them, And surely a company as big as Disney can headhunt some folks from Amazon or something that know how to run a website that, functions. Somebody who can help them set up Shop Disney properly. Somebody, a site that doesn't take tons of your money and put it on hold from you. So if you want my opinion, and you're going to get it if you keep watching, I think that Shop Disney needs to switch these non-numbered items, limited releases, the Minnie Mouses, the Mickey main memories, things that just, that aren't, one of 5,000 made, to a pre-order format, kind of like they did with the masks. How they put the masks up for sale in, April? And I'm still waiting for mine, by the way. My wife has gotten the shipping notice on hers, but I still haven't gotten one on mine. And just, go to pre-ordering these things before they actually have them made. Imagine if for a week in March, they had just taken orders for the Mad Hatter's Tea Party items. And, just everybody had a whole week to order what they wanted. And then, and only then, does Disney actually set up the production run. So yeah, we're not going to get our stuff in a week or 2 weeks. And that's a big adjustment, I think, for a lot of customers. But I think it would be better overall. It's better than people flooding their Facebook page and their email, their guest relations emails with just anger. And I'm sure some people are hateful and insulting too. I've sent a number of emails, but I try to keep my tone civil. I never blame the guest relations person because I know it's not their fault. They didn't screw it up. They didn't make the bad decisions, and they really don't have any power to do anything to fix it. They aren't given power to do anything to fix it. But this is a plus for Disney as well. Not just is there a customer relations issue, but it would be better for Disney. Right now, every month, they're leaving money on the table. If, 5,000 people want to buy the ears, and they've only made 4,000 of them. That's 1,000 people, and I'm not talking about the flippers. You know, I'm saying there's 5,000 people, and I'm sure there's more than that, and I'm sure they make more than 4,000. But, you know, I'm talking about 5,000 people who legitimately want them, not all the flippers who are going to, like, turn around and sell them on Mercari, but people who actually want them. And only 4,000 can buy them, and that includes the flippers. So all that money people would have given to Disney, they're now not giving to Disney. Disney's leaving money on the table. So if you just let people order and then set up the production run, even if it takes 3, 4, 5 months for the items to show up, you still have people ultimately happier. And the other flip side of that helps Disney is that you don't end up with leftovers of things that nobody wanted, like, say, Disney Wisdom. I'm pretty sure that when the store closed in March, they still had a couple months worth of Disney Wisdom plush sitting up by the register on clearance because nobody wants it, and I already have it. So this would eliminate that. They wouldn't need to make things that aren't going to sell. They would sell things that are going to sell, and they wouldn't have that waste. They wouldn't leave money on the table, and they wouldn't be stuck with stuff nobody wants. At least not as much. And it's not like, it's not like we don't have any experience with this as shoppers. I mean, if you've pre-ordered a video game, well, that's what that is. Although, I mean, I know that's not necessarily reflective of how much they make. It more affects how much that individual store gets. But also, if you've ever bought anything on Kickstarter, like, I've commented numerous times now how I, order the Priest of Poppy stuff from Kimchi Kawaii on Kickstarter. And it takes months. I mean, I ordered something, I think back in February or March was her last Kickstarter for Priest of Poppy stuff, and I'm not expecting it until sometime this fall. I think the original date was September, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen, and that's not her fault. But I expect it. I think the record for things I've gotten off of Kickstarter is I had pre-ordered I'd supported a Princess Bride role-playing game, and that thing took like a year to get here from when the Kickstarter closed. And, I'm not even talking about the kind of risk of dealing with Kickstarter. I'm talking about pre-ordering something from Disney, a company that is going to have the item made. So, go for it, Disney. Take this idea. Please take this idea. I know people, I'm a fan of it too. I like to, put down my cash and walk out with my stuff. But, ultimately, I like to get my stuff. And I would much rather give you the money directly than even consider giving it to some flipper at, a convention or something. But what do I know? Maybe everybody else likes this current format of get in there before the flippers, and maybe you'll get something. So, just because there's not a new release for Main Attractions Week doesn't mean there wasn't some main attraction drama on Shop Disney. Because, weirdly, on both Wednesday and Thursday, older main attraction items were popping up for sale again. No notice, of course, and certainly wouldn't want to reach out to the customers who had reached out to you to complain about the issues before just throwing the stuff out there to the wolves. Nope, just threw stuff out there, like middle of the day, like it was like 10 in the morning on Thursday and around like 1 in the afternoon on Thursday. And, popped in there and boom, the ears are back. The ears, they had the ears, the last 3 sets of ears up there. Wednesday, I was not successful in getting anything. I tried to get the Small World ears. Tiki Room had already sold out, and Tiki Room and Small World are what we needed. I tried to get the Small World ears, and didn't work out too well for me. All I accomplished there was getting 54 holds put on my card, which I think is a record. I think that's a record for me. I don't remember. I know there was another time I made a big deal about how many there were, but I think 54 is bigger. I think it's a bigger number. I can tell you that it amounted to approximately, more than $2,100 held on my card. So thank goodness I used the Disney Visa and not trying to buy it from a bank account anymore, because that would cause a problem. It would cause a hell of a problem, and I think it does for a lot of people. I mean, imagine, you've got $2,000 tied up by Shop Disney, and your car payment tries to go through. That could be a problem. Thursday, we had better luck. Thursday, they popped up again. And again, we weren't fast enough to get the Tiki Room. But we did get, and it's a Small World ear set, and we've gotten our shipping notice, and that should be here sometime before the end of the world. And I will probably throw up, if it comes before next Saturday, that's what next Saturday's video will be. It will be some more Shop Disney stuff, because I've actually got some other stuff that was supposed to come yesterday, and yeah, either it wasn't clear or I just didn't notice that the delivery setup wasn't to me, but to the post office. So the post office got it yesterday and not early enough to get it to me. So there's some stuff I wanted to show you today that I can't show you because I still don't have it, and I don't want to wait till like 6 o'clock tonight to record this video. And I mean, ultimately, I guess, the question, I complain about Shop Disney a lot. Yes, I do. I'm a complainer. That's what I do. So the question, I guess, is, why do I keep buying things from them when I acknowledge and complain so much about how horrible they are? Well, the answer to that is that I'm stupid. So, let's look at the fruits of my stupidity. Like I said, this isn't just a rant video. This isn't just, 20 minutes of you staring at the things on my shelves and occasionally seeing my hands. There's actually stuff. There's new stuff. So let's start out with the thing that's not from Shop Disney, but is Disney, and that is this. And I should probably put the camera down lower because nothing is that tall in this video. So I have always had a bit of a weakness for Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. That's like the one thing I clearly remember from watching Fantasia the first time as a little kid at the Laurel Theater in San Carlos. One of those old-timey theaters that had like the fancy paintings on the walls and lots of water damage. And that has been sitting, I think, abandoned for like over 30 years. So any urbexers down there, please go check it out. I'd love to see what the inside looks like now, assuming they haven't knocked it down finally. But I actually got this at box lunch once they reopened. It was, $15? And they were doing like one of their buy one, get one half off sales or something. But, yep, I've finally broken down and bought myself a fig pin. I have been resisting fig pins since they first came out, 3 or 4 years ago now. I have done my best to not go into this, and now I have. And they're huge pins. That's why they come. You can see in there you have a stand, because no one's going to pin this to anything. It's huge. And they had bigger ones too. They had a Mickey and a Minnie there that were like twice as tall, twice as tall as this, and proportionally wider. And they're really nice. And those aren't pins, those are wall art. But let's look at Mickey here. I don't want to take him out of the package, because there's no way to do it, I think, without damaging it, is there? Yeah, I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to leave it in the package. But I really do like this pin. I like the detail work to give him like the highlights here. These little like lighter red highlights. And even on the face, they give the feeling of there's light coming from like this side of him. Let's get up into the camera range, please. Give you the feeling that there's light coming from like off to his right there, shining onto his face. And it's a really nice little bit of detail that they've put in here that I don't think I've ever seen on a Sorcerer Mickey item before. Sorcerer Mickey also is one of the reasons I finally broke down and started with the Disney and Disney Infinity. Was they had a Sorcerer Mickey figure. They never had any of the other characters. I don't think there was ever a Minnie or a Goofy or Donald or any of them. It was all like the more standard intellectual property stuff. Mickey, I think there was the only kind of straight original Disney character to ever get into Disney Infinity. And now I've got him as a pin. Let's see if we can get... Probably about as close as I can get with this camera. But yeah, it's very nice. It's very heavy. Comes in a nice little plastic case to protect it. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to take it out. I think I'm going to keep it just the way it is. Plus I could use, I can use the peg hook on it to hang on a wall or something. Next is going to be another pin. This one actually is from Shop Disney. And that is this. This is the store opening pin, which is funny because this just came out right around the time they announced they weren't going to be doing the store opening ceremony anymore, for the time being at least. But just for comparison, here's the actual store opening key. So you can kind of see what they look like together. If I can hold it in such a way that I don't completely obscure it with my hand. Yep, it's a very good likeness, obviously. This is much, much, much smaller and glittery, and kind of reminiscent of when they started the... what was it? That pin series they're doing in the Disney store now. The Get Flair or something like that, I think is what it's called. It's kind of like the pin that came with that. If you bought, I think way back at the beginning of January, if you bought one of the bags, either the backpacks or the satchels for that series, you got a special Disney key pin for that. It's kind of, I think, that size, but this time designed to look like the store opening key. And getting this key, honestly, I thought at first I wasn't going to be able to get this key, because when I tried to order it, I kept getting that error message that one exceeds available quantity, which, if you deal with Shop Disney, you've probably seen that one before. But my wife was able to go through and order it, no problem at all. Just went in, ordered it, I got error after error, and so I'm wondering a little bit, perhaps, if because I have dared to email and ask for them to address things like randomly canceling orders without telling me, if they've nerfed my account to punish me. But then again, it could just be standard shopdisney.com incompetence and not something against me personally. I'm not going to claim that I'm being targeted here. All right, next item. This is actually my wife's, not mine. She ordered this. She ordered it actually the same time she ordered the pin. These last three items are all things that were ordered when the pin was ordered. And that is a Disney coffee scoop. And I don't know if it shows up in camera here. I don't know that it will. Not on this camera. But the inside of the scoop says Mickey's Coffee, really swell. So if you watch my Instagram in particular for any length of time, like before I started doing these videos, you know that I am absolutely a coffee addict. We have a coffee shrine in the front room of our house, with different coffee makers on it and cups and a icon to Starbucks, only because Pete's doesn't have an icon. Yeah, it's a cute little coffee scoop. I don't think it's going to get used. It's probably nothing that may well stay in the package, because I already have a 2 tablespoon coffee scoop that I use for my normal daily coffee. We bought from Starbucks a number of years back because it was nice looking. Yeah, I don't think this is going to get any use. It'll probably end up on the shrine. There are a number of things on the shrine that don't actually get used. This was $9.95, so not obnoxiously expensive. And I'm thinking it's probably a Parks item. It probably wouldn't be available in store anyways. I don't know. Our store still isn't open, so I don't know. But it's a cute little thing. I've got Mickey's hand up top here, which unfortunately the name kind of obscures. But it's a sturdy little, single piece of metal. Pieces aren't going to snap off of it. But it's a cute little thing. And the last thing is, I have a ghost that followed me home. It's a park pal of Ezra. Ezra, the hitchhiking ghost. Honestly, when I ordered these, I thought he was going to be fuzzy, like a plush. And I don't know why, because it says quite clearly on the webpage he's made out of PVC. But I guess I'm thinking back to those back in the 80s when it was popular to get these little clip-on things to put onto your rear view mirror and stuff. They were always plush. Somewhere I still have a Papa Smurf one like that. So the idea behind these, as I understand it, is that I am going to open him. He's going to get opened. The idea behind these, as I understand it, is that you're supposed to clip them onto your bag strap or stroller or whatever and walk around the park with them. They make a bunch of different ones of these. They have Cheshire Cat and Stitch and a bunch of other ones. And you walk around the park with him clipped onto your bag. That way he falls off. He doesn't clip on very well, does he? That seems problematic. Because then he falls off and you have to buy a new one before you go home, or your kids freak out. But yeah, it's a cute little thing. Small, rubbery, very squishy. And they come, when you get home with them, if you manage to get them home without losing them, they do come with this little stand here to put them on. Now, I do have a couple complaints about him, because of course I do. First being, why is it always Ezra? Everything's Ezra. Think about it. The Doom Buggy Pop had Ezra. The big giant pop from Target last year was Ezra. It's always Ezra. Why not Hatbox? Give me some more Hatbox. All I've got for Hatbox is I have a statue and I have my jar, which also isn't in frame. But yeah, he's a trio. Ezra exists as part of Ezra, Gus, and Phineas, and they keep putting stuff with Ezra by himself. Why Ezra, not Phineas? Honestly, design-wise, I kind of think Phineas looks cooler. Although I think Ezra's probably easier to turn into stuff being tall and skinny. Ezra Gus is going to just be a big blob of rubber made out of, because of his robe. But yeah, I want more Hatbox stuff. More Hatbox. The other complaint, though, is... So all the little characters, I think, come with the same little castle parapet stand here. And why not theme that? He came hanging on the side of the clock. That was cool. I would love to see a little plastic ghostly clock for him to hang off the side of. Now, I know it would be more expensive to try to theme the things to everything, because they do have like 8 or 9 of these different Park Pals figures from various licenses. So maybe it's just too much work. I don't know, but I think that would really add to the magic of them. And yeah, I would buy, if you wanted just like a single character and you didn't want to do Hatbox. I mean, there's always like Constance. They seem to be doing a lot of stuff with Constance the last couple of years. I wouldn't mind a Constance one, but again, the dress would probably make it a little difficult. Anyways, I mean, complaints aside, minor complaints aside, it is nice to see a Haunted Mansion item come out now, as opposed to waiting until September when all the other ones are going to come out. And yes, there are going to be other ones this year. If you've been paying attention to these sorts of things, you've seen they're doing a whole nother series of Haunted Mansion pops. They're doing some from the stretching room, and they're doing one of the mansion. It Shall Be Mine. And it's the real mansion too. It's the California mansion, not the Florida one. So that's a really nice thing, and I really am looking forward to trying to get a hold of that. Yep, but that's going to wrap it up for today. You've listened to me complain. You've seen me show off new things. There was supposed to be more things in this video, but they haven't come. So that will be in a future video. And, yeah. I do like this. He's really cute. He doesn't clip on for beans. I mean, I wouldn't... Are you really supposed to clip this onto your bag or something? Holds on to your favorite accessories. Is he meant to be a phone stand? Because I really thought he would clip on a little better than that. When I was thinking the joke, he falls off and you have to buy a new one, I was kind of thinking I was being facetious, but that's absolutely going to happen. But still, a ghost has followed me home, and it's cute. And that's it for today's video. Enough of me whining, enough of me showing things off. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and please ring the little bell if you have. And I will see you in the next video.